Hi everyone, today we're doing a Vinyasa flow. It's going to be quick, fast-paced, and we're going to be doing repetitive movement. So eventually you kind of get into your body, get into your breath, and move in a different way, a unique way to your body. You don't need anything but 2 blocks or something that can elevate you off of the floor for a bit more strength training. And that's it, let's get started. So we're going to start at the center of your mat, cross your ankles in front of you, raise your hands up and into the sun, and take a deep breath, really opening your heart to the energy of today. And then draw your hands to your sides. Again, inhale, reaching your fingertips up towards the sun and to your sides. Just explore your aura today as you breathe deeply in through your nose and out of your mouth. And just sweep your hands through your aura, combing out and just feeling the borders, the flexible borders of your energy aura. Place both of your hands at the top of your mat, guiding yourself into a tabletop position. We're going to do some spinal rolls, so drawing circles with your spine to the right, about 5 times, and then to the left. Take your time, breathe deeply, and just feel your energy here. Now settle your spine. We'll move through some cat-cows. So gently press the middle of your back up towards the sun, tucking your chin in, and then reach your heart towards the ground, lifting your eyes to the sky, to the heavens. We'll do this about 3 more times, breathing deeply and just feeling the liberation of any locked energies in your spine. Now tuck your toes under, guiding your hips up into a downward facing dog, pressing all 10 fingers, all 10 toes down into the soil. And then just rock your hips from side to side, feeling your body move, feeling this stretch, this gentle movement as you breathe. Settle into your downward facing dog and then guide yourself forward into a plank position. Bend your elbows and pull your heart through your hands in an upward facing dog, or if this is too much right now, onto your forearms in a cobra position. We'll take a deep breath here and then move your hips backwards, guiding yourself with the strength of your back, of your arms, into a downward facing dog. You can rock your hips a couple of times here once more, settling your toes, settling your energy. Breathing deeply. Move onto your tiptoes, guiding yourself into a plank position through chaturanga, and then once more either into an upward facing dog or a cobra position as I am in right now. Let's take a few deep breaths here, feeling the expansion of your heart, this igniting of your space, your emotional space. And then frame your chest with your hands, guiding yourself through plank or tabletop, whichever is comfortable for you today, back into your downward facing dog. Shift your gaze forward, looking to your fingertips, and then walk your toes to meet your wrists. Gently look forward and exhale, fold forward. Your knees may be bent if that's comfortable for you today, however you feel in your forward fold, and then guide yourself to stand tall. Take a gentle back bend. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. Look forward. If you have those blocks, we're going to frame your toes with them and then guide yourself back into a forward fold. Look forward, inhale, resting your fingertips on the blocks, again bending your knees if you need, and then jump or step back into a plank position. Move through chaturanga, engaging your core, pressing your hands firmly into the blocks, moving into an upward facing dog, strong core, strong arms. Tuck your toes under and guide yourself back through a plank position into a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose, out of your mouth, and ripple forward into a plank position or a tabletop, guiding your heart through your hands once more through chaturanga into an upward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, guide yourself through plank back to your downward facing dog, lifting your right leg up and into the sun. Take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale, feeling the connection of the soil to the sun. Guide your right leg in between your hands, in between those blocks, and then press your left hand into the block, reaching your right hand up, twisting into your right side. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward, and breathe. Throughout today's practice, see what feels comfortable with your neck. If you need some grounding, some guidance, look down towards the soil. If you feel you need some energy, some divine intervention, look up towards the skies. All your weight into your right foot, reach your left block forward and lift your left leg behind you into a twisted warrior three. Bend your left knee, taking hold with your right hand. Look down towards the blocks, heart now facing towards the soil. Find your balance here, breathe. Find your right block with your right hand, reaching your left toes up towards the sun for a standing split. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want you to feel this expansion, this extension of your right hamstring. Begin to lower your left leg, reaching your right leg up and into the sun for a downward facing dog with your right leg high. Take a moment and then cross your right ankle over your left, guiding yourself through your plank position, upward facing dog. Roll your shoulders back, down your back, opening your heart a touch more. Place your right toes on the ground, lifting your left into a downward facing dog with your left leg high. Guide your left toes in between your hands, straightening out both your left and your right leg as much as is possible. Press your right hand into the ground, lifting your left hand up and into the sun. If you'd like, you could take a bind, twisting your left hand to touch your right top of your thigh, your right psoas. Breathe as you open your heart here, pressing your right ankle into the ground, your left ankle. Pull your left hip back, right hip forward. All your weight into your left leg, move your right block forward, raising your right leg behind you. Lift your left hand up and into the sun, twisting into a twisted warrior three. Find your balance in your left leg, maybe bending your right knee, taking hold with your left hand. Moving your heart to look down towards the soil, finding your balance. If your body's uninterested in taking this forward extended dancer pose, you can just release your right knee to straighten into a sort of standing split or a sort of supported warrior three. Now we're all together going to move our right block back, extending your right leg up and into the sun. It can be bent a little bit. We're not trying to do a perfect standing split, just feeling this extension of your left hamstring. Guide your right toes back onto the mat, extending your left up and into the sun for a downward facing dog with your left leg extended. Take a breath here and then cross your left ankle over your right, guiding yourself through chaturanga into an upward facing dog. Breathe here, roll your shoulders back, opening your heart, and then guide yourself backwards into a downward facing dog, pressing your left toes into the ground, reaching your right towards the sun. Guide your right toes in between your palms, pressing your ankle of your right and left foot into the ground, twisting into your right side with your left palm on the block, opening your heart with your right. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward, and let's breathe. Look down towards the ground, moving your left block forward, raising your left leg behind you, twisting deeper into your right side into an extended, twisted warrior three. Bend your left knee, taking hold of the top of your foot with your right hand. Look down towards the ground, heart facing the soil, into a forward-facing dancer pose. Release your hold on your foot, guiding your left block back. Extend your heart forward, reaching your left toes up and into the sun for a standing split. Guide your left toes back to touch the ground, reaching your right leg up and into the sun, downward facing dog with your right leg extended. Take a few breaths here, feeling that connection of your hands to the blocks, how different it feels from the ground, and then cross your right ankle over your left, moving through your plank, through chaturanga, into an upward facing dog. Take a breath here, feeling this strength, Then guide yourself back through plank, pressing your right toes into the ground, reaching your left into the sky. Guide your left leg through center, in between your hands. Pressing your right ankle into the ground, twist into your left side, reach your left hand up and into the sun. Pull your left hip back, right hip forward, and breathe. Look to the soil, guide your right block forward, lifting your right leg. Twist a little bit deeper, really all your weight is in your left foot. You're grounding through the roots of your left leg. Look down towards the ground, your heart facing the ground now as well. Bend your right knee, take hold of the top of your right foot with your left hand into a forward facing dancer pose. Release your hold on your right leg, extend your right leg up and into the sun for a standing split. Move your left block back in line with your right and breathe. Guide your right toes back onto the ground, lifting your left leg, downward facing dog, with your left leg up and into the sun. Take a breath, and then cross your left ankle over your right, in moving through a plank position, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Reversing your chaturanga, guide yourself into a downward facing dog with your left toes on the ground, reaching your right to the sun. Breathing, pressing your left roots into the ground, and then reach your right leg forward in between your palms, guiding your left ankle onto the ground, twist into your right side, pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Look to your left palm, guiding your left block forward, all your weight in your right foot, and extend your left leg up and into the sky. Find your balance, look towards the ground with your heart facing the soil. Bend your left knee, take hold with your right hand, forward facing dancer pose. Move your left block back, guiding yourself into a standing split with your left leg high up into the sky. Guide your left toes down onto the ground into a downward facing dog with your right leg high into the sky. Take a breath in. Exhale, cross your right ankle over your left, moving yourself through chaturanga, upward facing dog, opening your heart. Take a moment here. Just feel this opening, this awakening of your energy. And then back through chaturanga, downward facing dog with your left leg into the sun. Guide your right leg in between your palms, twisting into your left side, right ankle on the ground. Reach your left hand up and into the sun, pull your left hip back, right hip forward. Move your right block forward, looking down towards the ground. Raise your right leg behind you and twist deeper into your left side. Bend your right knee, take hold with your left palm, look down towards the ground, find your balance, find your breath. As we move through these repetitive motions, tempt your balance. Maybe take your right hand off of the block. Maybe extend into a warrior three, whatever feels comfortable for you today. We're gonna meet with your right block back, extending your right leg high into the sky, standing split. Guide your right toes onto the mat, extending your left into the sun, downward facing dog with your left leg high. Move your left toes to meet your right on the mat, guiding yourself through chaturanga, upward facing dog. Your ankles are not crossed here. Take a deep breath in and out, just feeling this strength. And then move backwards through your plank or chaturanga or tabletop into a downward facing dog. Moving on to all 10 tiptoes, Ripple your spine forward into a plank position. Take a deep breath, move through your chaturanga. If your arms are becoming tired, you could bend your knees into a tabletop position, guiding yourself into either a cobra or an upward facing dog. Move backwards through your tabletop or your chaturanga, back into a downward facing dog. Extend your right leg high into the sun, feeling that great extension from your left toes to your right, that connection of the soil to the sun, breathing here. Guide your right toes in between your palms, twisting into your right side, left palm on the block, reaching your right hand up and into the sun. Ground your left ankle, pull your right hip back, left hip forward, and breathe. Find your balance, look down towards the soil, and then reach your left block forward, all your weight into your right leg, extend your left leg behind you. Twist deeper into this extended warrior three. Bend your left knee, taking hold of the top of your left foot with your right hand. Face your heart towards the ground and breathe. Move your left block back, extend your left leg high into the sun, standing split. Guide your left toes back onto the ground, extend your right leg high, three-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, cross your right ankle over your left, moving through a tabletop or chaturanga into your upward facing dog. Fluidly move back, placing your right toes on the ground, extending your left, three-legged dog with your left leg high. Inhale and exhale, breathe here. Guide your left toes in between your palms, twisting into your left side, right heel pressing into the ground, left hip back, right hip forward, and reach your left hand up and into the sun. Move your right block forward, extending your right leg up and into the sun, twisting deeper, all your weight in your left foot. Bend your right knee, taking hold of the top of your right foot with your left palm. Guide your heart to face the soil and breathe. Move your right block back in line with your left, reaching your right toes up and into the sun, standing split. As this flow gets more repetitive, try and challenge your balance a little bit more. Maybe release your hands from those blocks. Maybe look forward a touch. Guide your right toes to the soil, reaching your left leg high into the sky, three-legged dog, pressing all 10 fingers into the ground before crossing your left ankle over your right, moving through your tabletop, your plank, into an upward facing dog. Engage your core, engage your back, guiding yourself back through plank. Press your left toes into the soil, reaching your right toes high into the sky, three-legged dog. Guide your right toes in between your palms, twisting into your right side, left palm on the block. Reach your right hand up and into the sun, right hip back, left hip forward, and your left heel pressing into the soil. Move your left block forward, all your weight in your right foot, extend your left behind you. Bend your left knee, taking hold of the left top of your foot with your right palm, looking forward with your heart, extending into a forward-facing dancer pose. I challenge you here to remove your left hand from the block, perhaps standing tall on your mat into a full dancer pose. Otherwise, we're just going to remain here with your left hand steadily and stabilizing on your left block. Align your left block with your right once more, guiding yourself into a standing split with your left leg high. Guide your left toes onto the mat, extending your right leg high, three-legged dog. Breathe here. Cross your right ankle over your left, moving through plank position, chaturanga, and upward facing dog. Shining your heart, shining your energy, shining your compassion and confidence. Move back through chaturanga, right toes on the ground, left leg high. Take a deep breath here, stabilizing yourself, finding your breath, finding your balance. Guide your left toes in between your palms, twisting into your left side, grounding your right heel, perhaps reaching your left hand up and into the sun, or taking a bind, reaching for your right thigh. Move your right block forward, all your weight into your left foot, extend your right toes behind you, opening your heart into your left side. Bend your right knee, taking hold of the top of your right foot with your left palm, heart facing the ground, into a forward-facing dancer pose. Place your right block in line with your left, extending your right leg high, standing split. Perhaps here you let go of the blocks. You start to challenge your balance of your left leg, breathing deeply here. Touch your right toes to the ground, reaching your left high, three-legged dog. Then cross your left ankle over your right, moving through plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Guiding yourself back through plank or tabletop. Left toes touch the ground, right leg reach up in three-legged dog. Breathe here, take a moment. Before you reach your right leg forward, twisting into your right side. Ground your left heel, reach your right hand up and into the sun and breathe. Move your left block forward, all your weight in your right foot. Extend your left leg behind you. Right hip back, left hip forward. Maybe challenging your balance again, taking that left hand off of your block. And then bend your left knee, reaching forward, forward-facing dancer pose. Align your left block with your right once more, extending your left leg high, standing split. Guide your left toes to the mat, reaching your right high, three-legged dog. Breathe here, extending your shoulder blades away from your spine. And then cross your right ankle over your left, moving through a plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. And reverse back into your downward facing dog. Press your right toes into the ground, extending your left high. Breathe here for a moment. Collect your breath, collect your energy. Step your left foot in between your palms, twisting into your left side, ground your right heel, reaching your left hand up and into the sun. Left hip back, right hip forward, and breathe. Move your right block forward, all your weight in your left foot. Extend your right leg behind you, twisting a little bit deeper into this extended, twisted warrior three. And then bend your right knee, taking hold of the top of your right foot with your left palm, looking towards the ground, forward facing dancer pose. Line your right block with your left, extending your right leg high, perhaps moving, growing a little bit closer to your left leg, extending the stretch of your left hamstring a touch more. Ground the right ball of your foot into the ground, extending your left leg high, three-legged dog. All 10 toes onto the ground, fluidly moving yourself in through a chaturanga into an upward facing dog, and then guiding yourself back, downward facing dog. Lower your knees onto the ground, remove your blocks from your mat, and slowly sit back on your heels, perhaps widening your knees, child's pose. In this child's pose, I want you to acknowledge all of the work, all of the energetic expression that we experienced during this flow today. Allow your shoulders to relax, your forehead to rest on the mat. Release any hold you have on your hips, your fingers. Guide yourself into a tabletop position. Extend your left leg high into the sky. Engage your core, engage your back, tuck your knee to your nose, and expand. We're going to do 3 of these at your own pace. Breathe with each movement. As you extend your left leg this time, draw a line over to your left side, reaching your right hand up and into the sun, and just thread underneath your left armpit. Perhaps you'd like to extend your left hand behind you, and we're just going to breathe in this twist. Press your left palm back into the mat, extend your right hand high, opening your heart. Then draw a half circle with your left foot over your right ankle, opening your heart to the sun into a wild thing position. Guide yourself back through center into a tabletop position once more, extending your right leg behind you, straightening your knee, and then bend your knee to your nose. We're going to do 3 more of these at your own pace with your own breath. As you extend your right leg this time, you're going to reach out towards the side. Extend your heart open as you reach your left palm up and into the sun, and then thread underneath your right armpit. If you'd like a deeper stretch, perhaps extend your right hand behind you a little bit further to feel that expansion of your armpit, of your heart. Press your right palm into the ground, extending your left hand up and into the sun, opening your heart briefly, and then drawing a half circle with your right toes over your left ankle, pressing into your left ball of your foot, expanding your heart in a wild thing position. After all of our strength work today, I invite you to try a deeper back bend, perhaps pressing all 4 corners of your palms on the ground, all 10 toes, extending into your full wheel pose. You might like to stay here a little bit longer, but I'm going to move back through Wild Thing onto my right hip. We're going to move through mermaid position, just stretching our left side here. So press your right palm into the ground beside your right hip, reaching your left hand up and over your head, opening your heart and expanding your whole left side body. Move through center, all 10 fingers on the mat, through tabletop position. And we're going to breathe here, moving our spine just as we did in the beginning, creating some circles, some rotations with your spine. Move with your breath, move with your body, and then guide yourself onto your right hip, pressing your left palm into the ground beside your left hip, and extend your right hand up and over your head, stretching your whole right side body. Guide yourself to sit on your hips, extending your legs in front of you, straighten out your knees. Take a deep breath in, reaching your hands high, opening your heart. And place your left palm on your right outside of your knee, twisting into your right side. Move back through center, and then just place your right hand on the outside of your left knee and twist into your left side. Guide yourself back to center. However is comfortable for you to sit. We're just going to take a few deep breaths together, closing out this practice. Reach your hands up and into the sun, expanding your heart, hearing the beautiful sounds of nature. And just thank your body for moving today. Thank your energy for exploring new connection, new movement. And I thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you liked this flow, please let me know in the comments. Share with anyone who you might think would enjoy it as well. And subscribe to my channel so I know you want me to make more videos. I'll see you soon.